still another great day, but already feeling that change we knew would be arriving midweek.
This is a nice compromise. Like,
Yeah.
I get why some people don't like it to be 82 or 85 this time
Going
of
into
year.
October.
Yeah, but 70 is nice. We're going to be squarely in that very cool territory. So, remember a couple of weeks ago, I was like, you can put your Halloween decorations up now. This is going to be perfect because it's literally October 1st.
Back into that window.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do it now, per key.
It feels weird when it's in the 80s, doesn't it? I mean, I get doing that. You know what I do? I understand doing that around Christmas. Like if you get a warm November day, like
put up
that's
those lights.
Yeah, that's like that. That totally makes sense. Today, beautiful. But as Brian mentioned, cooler than the last few days, right? We were in the 80s, in some cases mid-80s Sunday, and low 80s yesterday. So now we're closer to 70 degrees. The mountains are cooler in the 60s. A lot of sunshine out there, though, with the exception of far northern Maine, seeing a few clouds up there. But generally, we're going to be bright through the rest of this afternoon and clear through tonight, which will allow temperatures to drop off. That'll be part of our transition into cooler weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Our overnight lows tonight will not be outrageously cool, but we'll see 40s and a couple of 30s out there too. So the rest of today looks good. This model has a few of us getting into the mid-70s. Certainly that's possible based on where we are right now. Tonight, midnight, we're in the 40s for a lot of us. Some 30s starting to show up in Berlin and into Rangeley and Jackman, that whole area up into Presque Isle will be in the 30s, obviously, by early tomorrow morning, too. But not crazy, just crisp. But I think the change tomorrow is that we don't really recover that much. Our temperatures stay in the 50s most of the day, briefly into the low 60s along the coastline. But this is 2 o'clock, so kind of your high temperature time. And the models have us almost all in the 50s, and in the mountains staying in the low 50s. Winds out of the north, getting a little bit gusty too, will mean that it feels cooler than that. So I think it'll be a pretty drastic change for many of us to go from this kind of summery vibe over to what we're going to see on Wednesday. Wednesday night is chilly, more widespread 30s. I think the coast has a chance to get to the 30s briefly by Thursday morning. And then Thursday we drop some of the wind, but the surface temperatures don't really react anymore. We're right around 60 through the day, the mountains staying in the 50s, and then we start to warm things back up into the weekend, which we'll talk about here in a second. But high pressure builds in. So basically this time of the year, when you get a high right overhead and the winds are flat, you can get pretty chilly. Initially that north wind and eventually flat wind overnight allows temperatures to really drop fairly quickly. Also keep in mind that 60 is a lot closer to our average than the 80 that we've been seeing. So it's actually just kind of a reversion to the mean, so to speak. But it doesn't last that long. Wednesday and Thursday are closer to average, a little bit cooler, and then we start to warm back up on Friday. Friday's a lot like today, 70 to 75, and then likely into the 70s over the weekend with a chance to pop into the low 80s once again on Sunday and Monday. This upper air pattern looks favorable to me to have a shot to be 80 plus, particularly over the southern half of the state on Sunday and Monday. And this model is putting out verbatim 80 flat both of those days. That bothers me that they're not the same height, 80 and the 80. But anyways, about 80 Sunday and Monday. I had somebody write in about that once, Brian, and it was a very fair point. It was like the scale was kind of off because we had to make it fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
trying
like,
to get a lot right.
like visually it's off. But we have an 80 on Sunday. Southern Maine, talking south of Augusta, it would not shock me to see an 83 or 84 on Sunday. So we're right back into it on Sunday and Monday, and that will be at that point October. Obviously no rain. It almost goes without saying. There's just nothing out there at all. It's all high pressure. Everything's staying to our south. So
okay. We'll get those decorations up midweek.
Yeah.
And then go to the beach for the weekend.
Yeah, I know, so
Sounds
weird.
good. Keith, thanks so much. Well, schools well into the swing of their